Matt, Nagy. How are you guys? You doing okay?
We're doing all right.
We're doing
Okay.
we're doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are doing okay. Yes.
I only looked at him because I just realized I hadn't given him a chance to like answer earlier, so I was being polite as opposed to what shall we say. But yeah.
So she is,
So
she is the oracle. She's the voice of wisdom, and I am merely Shimon Shashan. So I am the oil of joy. So
Wow.
if I crack a joke or two, I apologize.
Please
No, please do.
Come on.
Yeah.
Listen, my dad jokes are on point. At least I think they're on point.
Sure.
He thinks they're on point.
Yes.
And I follow you on Facebook, and I love
Yeah.
all the stuff that you put up there, and I'm just like cracking up every time.
Absolutely.
A dad joke has not matured until it's full grown. GROAN. Yes, exactly.
Exactly. That.
You should hear his dad's jokes.
My dad's
Oh
see,
my
my
gosh.
dad comes from. He's a nuclear engineer, and he is stupid smart in such a way that he doesn't really like broadcast it. But then all of a sudden he tells these dad jokes, and you have to sit there and think about it, and analyze it for like, get out your calculator and figure out, oh, that was funny.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
that's-
funny, Dad.
That's funny.
Super
That's
Like
good.
your brain has to work, like eat, like smoke coming out of your ears before you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
It's good.
So,
Anyway,
hey.
lovely to see you guys.
Hey.
We got
Thank you for inviting us.
Hey.
Can you see this?
We get to be with you guys.
It's such a joy to have you next to us. Pearl, you are my role model. I told you so many times, you're just beautiful female.
I am.
Just like, Matt was saying, voice of wisdom. Every time I speak to you, I'm just like looking at myself and I'm like, yeah. I feel the peace. I feel the joy. I feel it's okay. Life is good. And that's what you infuse, especially into me. I can imagine your friends listening to you daily or anytime you see them, how they feel. But you're amazing. You truly are. And I adore you.
Thank you, Olga.
And-
I do.
Oh, thank you. It's nice that we can have this time because often we're conferencing together.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
And like
Yeah.
it's busy, the conference, and like we get like a minute here, a minute there, here a minute, there a
Yeah.
minute, everywhere a minute. It's just like
Because that's how we met, really, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
We met through Justin and Rachel, and
Yeah.
y'all are longtime friends with them, and we do the Joy Fest, and we do different conferences, and we're around each other, and that's, but we're always busy and moving around.
That's it. Yeah, we
This is
don't get a lot of
it.
downtime, chill time.
yeah.
Always seem to be dashing somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere, someone,
Yeah.
something. So it's nice to have a little couch side chat, fireside chat with you guys.
Yeah.
And just see. We love your Jesus picture in the background. Very-
Jesus picture.
Very-
I just remember the first time, I think you're the first American, Matt, that I met when I first came over here, and I was just like wanting to hold on to you and hug onto you, like, my American buddy.
Well, you
I
just.
think at that time I was really missing home, I think.
Oh, yeah, that can happen. And I mean, you said y'all a moment ago, and I was like, oh, y'all, I haven't heard that. And I say yonks now. And that's how Welsh is that? That's to say
Yonks?
Yonks. It's not even Welsh.
Is that I've
It's
only
like
heard Welsh
Norwich.
people.
It's
Is
like
it?
Norfolk. It's Norfolk. They say
But I
yonks. They say yonks in
I
Norfolk.
hear Welsh people saying
We did,
yonks.
yeah.
They do say yonks if they say yonks years, like a long time ago,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something like that, like a gathering of years together. So
Yeah.
you're kind of there, really. Y'all, y'all.
Y'all.
I mean, if I was from, because Matt, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're from New York, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys don't say y'all, you say you guys.
Yeah.
You say you guys.
You guys.
Or use guys.
Use guys.
Use guys.
Use guys. That's the
Or
one.
forget
Use
about
guys.
it.
Hey,
Or
use guys. Guys, come here.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
use guys.
Yeah.
well,
My
Pearl
auntie
and
still
Matt
talks
are
like
the
that.
Glory Company. You guys are the Glory Company.
Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
want to tell us a few things about the Glory Company?
How you
it
got
came
started?
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's really funny.
Mm.
It's funny that we're doing this right now, right here, right now.
Yeah.
Because
Come on.
right now, Pearl and I are virtually in the exact same place
Mm.
we were 25 years ago
Wow.
Yeah.
when,
Come on.
no, 15 years ago. 15 years ago.
I was
Apologies.
gonna say 25. Hold up. Like
yeah,
we
no,
met
15
20
years
yeah,
ago.
okay,
We're
okay.
virtually maybe 16 years ago, sweet 16. We're virtually in the same place where we were then, except that because we've gone around the spiral, we're a little further out, and we are a little further up,
Mhm.
but we are in that part now. Let's take it into two dimensions. We're at this part, this 12 o'clock, brand new face of the cycle, where we're finding ourselves again. We're starting again,
Yeah.
like so a long time ago,
Mm.
we got the glory.
Yeah.
Justin had come. We were hosting. Somebody was hosting Justin in this previous incarnation when they were Merge Whales, and it was going to be done in Guildford. And our prophetic band that we had at the time, we were called The Session, which was a apostrophe C, short for intercession. And we were trying to model ourselves off of kind of like modeling ourselves off IHOP, Misty Edwards early days, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And doing prophetic worship.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
not playing a song, just trusting that we were going to go in
Yeah.
there and we were going to start to play music, and God was going to come through.
Mm.
Right. And we like, that's where we were. And we wound up meeting Justin,
Mm.
and we hit it off. So,
We just became friends.
we just became
Mm.
friends
Mm.
instantly.
Yeah.
And we didn't know God had deposited a bit of us in Justin's heart. We didn't realize that it happened. And anyway, long story short, like within a year, we were out of our local church and we were at home, and we were finding God in a different way, finding God in the non-church setting, and finding, leaning into the glory. And we're like, well, we just watch TV on a Friday night. Let's not watch TV on a Friday night. Let's just get the guitar out, and let's either play worship music or let's get the guitar out and let's just play.
Mm.
Let's just see what happens. We did that for 9 months
Yeah.
until we
Mhm.
birthed
Yeah.
the Glory Company, the first
Mm.
Glory Party.
Yeah.
And God just said to us, will you make a platform for my glory? And we said yes. And so we just rented a room at the local Salvation Army, and we just invited whoever wanted to come. And then that grew and became Glory Company. And, a whole band of musicians came around us eventually. And, we were hosting, we were doing this, we were doing that. We did that for 7 years.
Yeah.
7 years we did Glory Company, and we felt the Selah come. Literally, it came during one of our Tomorrow People event.
Mhm.
This hush came in the middle of worship, and nobody could do anything. All we could do is just sit there, stand there. We kind of had an inkling that maybe we were going to be laying Glory Party down for a while.
Mm.
We didn't know. When we said yes, we figured it'd be for a season. We didn't know that we'd be laying it down for 7 years.
Mhm.
So we had 7 years of Glory Company and Glory Parties,
Yeah. Every month events.
at monthly events, and
Yeah.
then hosting other events and joining other people, joining Company of Burning Hearts at their events, and like all pooling together. We just didn't know that was what was, and then so here we are, literally 7 years later,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Wow.
oh, look at that.
Mhm.
It's 7 years afterwards.
Mhm.
And the first thing we did was we took the last set that we did musically
Mhm.
as Glory Company before we went on this 7-year sabbatical. I don't know what it is, 7-year jubilee, right? We took that album and we remixed that album, and we just launched that recently. And you did the genius, beautiful,
We did.
singles, the videos for the singles, the 4 singles for it. Thank you so much. They're beautiful.
Beautiful work.
And but here we are, literally, we're like picking up where we left off, but we are 7 years further along the spiral,
Yeah.
you know, and you know, so we're different people at the same time, you know, so just interesting. Yeah.
Very much so.
Come on.
And those 4 songs were like all Christ centered. That's you, lover of all things, the unity between people, which I know Pearl is so much into. And my ears are attentive. The last 4 songs that you've got. And you could feel it. You could feel the freedom, the joy, the joyful soul, you know, not just a spiritual song or a worship song.
Yeah, and that really just materialized out of thin air, you know, straight, you know, just materialized at that moment. It's quite spectacular, and how privileged, you know, to have been able to make this music and just have that as a legacy, if you will, for like, wow, like we have our playlist playing it, or you see a little speaker right there. That guy's literally on like 24/7. And the music, the combination of music that we get in them, well, we've got our own music in there. And some of our music will come up and we'll think, wow, who made that? You know, not like, oh.
Yeah,
but
no,
as in,
like,
you know,
hearing
not,
it amongst
yeah.
other music.
Yeah,
and
so
like,
you know what?
and it's not jarring.
Yeah,
like it's like, it sounds professional. I can't believe we made that, you know.
From you know, just from like a critical musical ear, you're hearing the music playing, and then when your music comes up, as a musician, you think, oh, I wish I could have done this, changed that. I wish my pitch was better there, or I wish could have, should have, would have done this, but didn't do. You know, you're always critiquing your own work, especially when it's right next to somebody else's. In our case, it's up against some, you know, really well managed, well produced, some serious deep pockets people, just music, just, you know, all over the world. And but we will hear something every now and again, and we'll think, wow, I'm really pleased with that. We did that. I'm really proud of that. And you know, maybe our kids will play one day, or our grandkids. I don't know.
Do you guys master and edit all of your own work, or do you work with someone?
Well, a bit of both.
Oh, yeah,
a bit of both.
So we've been using Rob Townley. We've been using Kainos Productions. So we've been using Rob. We did a little bit with Aaron Bixby as well. For the first album, our first studio album was Dinky Donkey, which was only released a couple of years ago, right? You know, like it took 10 years to make.
It did. I mean,
Rob mixed and produced 9 of those songs, and Aaron did 1. Our second studio album is like partway along, but like it just paused. But we needed to get this album out. It's like Pearl was saying, these songs, it was the last set that we did, and they were in my heart, they were in my memory. I'm like, no, there's something special about this set. We've got to get this set out. Right? Because it's not always about the music. Sometimes it's about the moment. It's about the glory that fell in the moment, that is caught in the frequency of the music that was created at the time. So even though we did do the drinking song first, which was a song that we already had spontaneously written, you know, in the 10 years previous, you know, we started with that just to kind of get going. And but every song that came thereafter was really, it was out of heaven, like, you know. It was crazy. We were drumming with Marky Mark for the very first time, and he was awesome. I really gelled with him. I love playing with him.
Yeah,
and,
he's a great dude.
And Dan the Man, Glory Dan, Mystic Dan, we call him. And you know, we played with Mystic Dan for years and years and years, and you know, he can play bass or guitar, so we can swap around. It's great, and but the beauty of that set as well was that apart from one song, which was the last song on the full album, I know you guys have heard the singles. I don't know if you heard the whole album. the last song on the album, I that we put on the album, I had the melody for it, that one. But every other one, Pearl was in this new place. She was in this becoming. She was in this starting out place. She was finding her voice, you know. And so we're excited about what music is going to come next, because we know it'll be a continuation, but a furtherance of that. But every melody, every word that was sung, like, was Pearl just listening. And all of a sudden she'd get this smile on her face, and I'm like, okay, she's got it, you know. And it was great. It was so good. It was so nice to just be able to play bass and do some BBs for her instead of the other way around. It was great.
Yeah, because it has been quite a transition, where when we first started, when we were in this, you know, back in kind of the church little group that we had there, before Glory Company came to be, I wasn't singing. We had a very seasoned singer, and she moved town, and there's some massive shoes to fill. So I just kind of showed up with like very shy oohs and ahs. And the last 7 years has been a transition of just stepping into that identity of actually being singing for God, you know, where I thought for sure I couldn't sing. It was what I truly believed, that I could just couldn't.
Really?
Yeah, I really believe that. Yeah.
Wow.
Can I just interject for a second? Because I always see and feel stuff. I'm a massive feeler. And there's just been this build up as you've been talking about Glory Company, and it just kind of crescendoed in this last visual that I saw. I'm just going to share it with you real quick.
Yeah.
So I started feeling like warm honey, like coming kind of on top of my head, going down the back of my neck, and then kind of opening up on my shoulders. And it's just this beautiful kind of glistening golden, warm flow of honey. It's just super, it's very, very sweet. It's not the kind of super sweet that would just send you into some kind of, you know, sugar high or some kind of food coma or anything like that. But it's just this glorious kind of sweetness. And it just has this flow, and it kind of just, it feels like it tastes very, very nice on the lips. But the way that it kind of just, I started seeing this kind of crown forming around both of your heads. And it doesn't sit on top, but it sits behind, kind of like, you know, the old Caesar type of wreaths that would sit on top of people's heads, but it's back behind. But it opened up into this big honeycomb kind of look. And that was tied in the honey. And it just looks like you've got this pattern of honeycomb that's oozing honey from the back of you guys. And I know that to me, anytime I see that shape of honeycombs and whatnots, I think of course, portals. And you guys have really just truly opened up this sweetness of glory and honey that just kind of comes from that realm through both of you. When it's interesting because when Matt was first talking about Glory Company, I started feeling the presence of it. And it's almost like setting the stage, creating the environment, and really embodying the presence of what it means. And then when you were starting to talk about it is when the visual came in, the details of it, the kind of structure sort of kind of began to manifest. And, you know, if you think about the way things move and the way even Moses, if we wanted to go into ancient mysticism and the way Moses' words would work and the letters and as they were formed and how things come forth from that realm into the next, it just has this beautiful geometry around both of you now, but it really kind of fills the whole screen, and it's just beautiful constant flow. And it's so sweet to taste. I can taste it now. I can taste it now.
So lovely.
That's
Thank
cool.
It's thick. It's
I want
thick.
some.
It's thick. It's very thick.
That's so lovely. That nearly made me cry.
Divine geometry and honey.
Just want to drink it out.
Yeah. Love
Yeah.
you. Drink you in. We drink you in. We drink
Oh,
you
it's
in.
absolutely it's funny because before you came on, I was looking at your oldest video on YouTube, which is one is 12 years ago, but just the one before it was 8 years ago, and you were singing, "We're drinking you in, we're drinking you in, we're drinking you in," and that's cool.
It was great, and it didn't go on an album, that track, so it was great to put it on this. It's really fun. Actually, the second studio album, which was going to be a full album, but now might just be like a 7-song EP. Whatever.
7 songs is good.
7 songs is still good. Still good.
good?
Still good. I always think an album is 10 to 12 songs because I'm old school.
It's good.
And
Yeah.
and
You can give us. We'll have.
I still think of vinyl as well. I think about side 1 and side 2. Like that's
Oh,
one
so-
thing people don't notice that about Dinky Donkey. The Dinky Donkey album has a side 1 and a side 2. It has this moment it builds to, and then it stops, and then it starts again with like a whole different. It's you have to flip the album in my head. Anyway,
We need to say, please reverse the side beat.
yeah.
Please pause
Please
and
flip the
reverse.
side
How did you guys? I gotta say, how did you guys? Your lyrics, the Dinky Donkey, and just the things, the quirkiness and the wacky joy, childlikeness of amazing that you guys bring with your lyrics and the things that you say. Because Anka's a poet and she writes lyrics as well, and she's been dabbling in some music creation.
Nice.
We're not musicians, so we have to use other tools. But she's a writer, and you guys are writers. Do you get words first, or do you get melodies first, or how does that play out for you guys?
It's a bit of both, isn't it?
It's
Yeah.
all of the above.
Yeah, because we tend to flow. We tend to flow. In fact,
In fact,
we have a little setup here, and Matt will start fiddling with little sounds and little something or another, and then I will come along, go and add a little sound, some boop bops or whatever to that, and we'll say something like, "Oh yeah, that was good, that's great," and then you'll say, "I was thinking about this," and then I'll say, "Wait, hold that." But we have to change that because, that's we want to bring it into the now. And so it's just been this beautiful collaboration of just daily life here in our kitchen. Maybe we can give you a little sneak peek of like, there's the setup.
Yeah.
There's
That's
my
good.
little. How far does it go? Yeah, that's my little. That's a little living room. There's the
So
setup there, the piano.
It was up in my office. It was in my office. That's where the music room
Yeah.
was. And we weren't using it because it wasn't meant to be there anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it's not me hiding away making music now. It's like it's become a part of daily life again. This is what I mean about, here
Come
we
on.
are 7 years later and like we're rebirthing again. And it's exciting, and recently we just said, hey, let's, we're just watching TV on a Friday night. Let's make music instead, So like, it's just flowing again. But
Yeah.
sometimes I get 2 a.m. wake ups with songs in my head, and I honor them and I hum them into the phone. But it's grown now. There's a song off Dinky Donkey called This Is Jesus. And the song before it is called Sometime at 3 a.m. And it's the recording. It's me going at 3 a.m. trying to not wake Pearl up, trying to be quietly.
That's brave. Most people wouldn't put their 3 a.m. recording in the recording.
So it's like 20 seconds long, and then the song starts, and you you get it anyway. Sometimes an entire song will download to me.
Yeah.
I can hear everything. I can see the chords. I get everything, right? So and Pearl will help me hone some of the lyrics that we were just saying. A lot of the Glory Company songs, all the songs off the Unity album. Of the songs of the Unity album, those are all spontaneous songs. Those are all songs that came out of thin air.
Feel it.
Those are all the ones that are in the midst of worship. So what we're trying to do over here, we're trying to set it up again to allow for either. We're trying to set it up.
Nice.
Set it up. And we've got to this point where the things that I'm humming, like we have a hot tub. For those of you who
Nice.
Hey, I love me a jacuzzi.
you guys all have to come over for some Friday or Saturday night and have an overnight, you know.
That'd be lovely.
And you know, so often Pearl, Pearl once a week will be in the hot tub hanging out, and we're listening to nature all around us, and all of a sudden, the hum of the hot tub, and the tweet of the bird. And the you know, bird in the background.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I have to grab my phone. I have to always bring my phone with me in the hot tub because I'll grab my phone and I'll just start going. And then Pearl goes, you know, you know, whatever. we caught it.
Yeah. That's
you
the
know? And then we'll put the recording in now. We'll pop the recording in, and I'll actually, you know, I'll find, you know, whatever beat, boom, 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 you know, whatever, and I pop it in, and then Pearl's just doing her own thing on the couch, but she's there, she's present, she's part. I'm just getting basics in. And the next thing I know, Pearl goes, turn the mic on.
Yeah.
Now, I've got it permanently set up now. So I turn the mic on, and she's going, you know, hey.
Yeah, I wonder if you were fiddling with something and you didn't have the mic going. I'm like, oh, I got a little ditty. Let's record it. Do you have the mic on? It's like, no, I was trying to do it. And I literally just kind of grabbed it. And I was like, we got to grab it or else. What is this? Maybe we can do, what is this?
I'm so glad you're recording this because the example that I'm giving you did not exist until this moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
We've written a song with you guys. We've written a song.
Okay. Literally, we just do this.
To bring it up to the mic.
Where's the mic? We just do this all day. So we're just literally like, oh, I gotta grab it.
You guys, this is an exclusive. This is an exclusive, everybody.
Exclusive, right here.
From an album that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
It was funny because 5 minutes down our recording, when you said, God said to you at one point, will you make space for my glory? And I kept hearing this in my chest, meaning to ask, I feel like I'm asking again, will you make space for my glory? And now you're saying, oh, you're starting some new thing, you know, in the living room.
Yeah.
Catching melody from here. It's so awesome.
And you're making it a part of your life flow.
Yes.
Living flow.
Yeah.
It's not so, like you were saying before about your office, and that was kind of like tucked away, and didn't have that impromptu creative spark type of flow. Now you've got it right there in your living room. Everything is probably powered on and ready to go. Right in the moment when you have a vibe, you get it out and you go for it, and it's just part of your life.
It's the kitchen. It's the heart of the home. So where the computer is set up right now is literally our kitchen table. I literally sit here and that's
oh my God.
So this is so we've got the kitchen. If I keep turning around, I'll show you dirty dishes somewhere.
Yes,
There
okay.
you go.
Oh,
Okay.
And then on this side, we've got the piano, the setup.
The bass is there. The bass is there. If she keeps going,
you know,
there's an electric guitar and an
There's a
acoustic
couch,
guitar
there's
just over there.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, like Like this is because
This is so
you know
good.
there shouldn't be distance between the secular and the sacred.
Mm.
You know,
Ah,
there shouldn't be this separation. You know, there's no separation between us and him,
Yeah.
right? There shouldn't be this separation of this is a holy moment. Every moment's a holy moment. Making food is a holy moment. Eating food with our friends and our family is a holy moment.
Eating food is definitely
Eating
holy
food
moment.
is definitely a holy moment. We're gonna have,
Oh,
we're gonna have a holy curry
Right.
later. Yeah. And, you know, so yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, it's
yeah,
like
you just
black
reminded me.
potato.
Obviously, our Bible starts with bait, right? In the beginning, the Hebrew word. And bait means house, home. So it's almost in your home or in your house, you're the most natural self, right? When you go outside, you gotta put clothes on, you gotta put your smile on, you gotta put your attitude on, you gotta, for your own sake and for others. But it's almost like you're not your natural
If I was completely myself over here, I don't think I might get arrested. I might get arrested.
Thank God.
For legal reasons, we have to get dressed. So
Yeah. But when you're in the house or in your home, you sit down, you put your PJs on, you put your feet up if you want to, you just slouch, you just talk your normal discussion. And to me, it's almost like this book, the Bible, starts with God saying, I want to tell you who I really am in my own home.
Yeah.
When
Oh
I-
yeah. Oh my.
I love that.
That's so
I'm
good.
my natural self. If I don't want to smile, if I don't want to smile, I don't smile and smell. Do you know what I mean? Like almost like to say, okay, you're making this book it is a sacred book, but you're making it so limited, so like
It's so authentically beautiful
yes.
himself.
And-
What you see is what you get. I am that I am that I am. I am that I am, eh? That's
I
part
am
of
that
it.
I am. I know he's a wise guy. He's a wise guy from New York. I always say, whenever
Pilot, I am
he
that I
uses
am.
his words, you got to put a Jewish accent on from New York City. Then you
Yeah.
understand what he's saying. You know, yeah. All of them.
This guy.
This
This
guy.
guy.
Hey,
Hey.
Moses says, God, show me your glory.
Yeah.
Show me
The
your glory.
Godfather.
Then
The
God goes,
Godfather.
forget about it. Get in the cleft of the rock. Let me show you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk by so I don't accidentally destroy you. You know?
Oh, I
Something
love
like
this
that.
much. I sit around, I sit around like a campfire a lot of times with Jesus and the boys. Like I go back in time and I'm kind of present with them as they're traveling around all over the place. You know, they were camping half the time, starting a fire,
Yeah.
sitting around it, joking
Love
and stuff
that.
like. And all of a sudden Peter tilts over and cuts one. And then Jesus is like, Peter, come on. What did you have for dinner?
You know, yeah.
You know what happened.
You know, far
Absolutely.
humor is one of the most sacred
holiest.
things, the holiest. But everybody knows. Everybody knows. Holy
Yeah.
Spirit, God, Jesus, they made humor. They made it.
Totally,
Completely,
absolutely.
totally.
So Matt, were you always a musician? And same as you, Pearl, did you always think that you're gonna sing?
No, I didn't. I didn't. And in fact, I think the culture when I was growing up was that if anybody started singing, they would be like, they would just go, stop singing. That seemed to be like the kid culture at the time. There wasn't like an appreciation for actual real talent. There was immediate kind of shutdown, and it just got worse. Out of primary school into secondary school into high school, there's such a tendency, and that's still around today in culture, where we learn to dim our light to belong, to feel safe, and we just dim and dim and dim. And so I think when I was very little, I was singing, and then at some point I went to school, I started kind of just singing around. I would be made fun of because that was the thing that kids do. And I very quickly learned, oh, don't, then don't. Secondary school, whatever, middle school, junior high, high school, forget it. You just try to hide as much as possible. And so when we were part of the first little church group, I wasn't singing. I was just speaking scriptures. And then the real musicians, did I plug you?
No, but you did pick my nose.
So I messed up your beautiful eyebrows. And so the musicians, they took whatever scriptures I would be speaking out, and then they started singing around that. So
we used to harp and bowl, So Pearl brought that. She would bring those words. She would, she'd bring whatever she was on her heart, and then we would sing around that. And actually, it was brilliant. It did work. Mm. But when we first became Glory Company, okay, so musician. I've been a musician all my life. Yeah, I have been. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt literally was like a little garage band with like his little sister, like playing bass and stuff and just singing.
Multiple instrument guy.
Multiple instrument guy. I mean, honestly, I became a bass player because the two guitarist friends that I had were better at the guitar than me, and we needed a bass player. So I got a cheap bass for $50, and it was brilliant, and we were awesome, and we were terrible. We were just fantastic though. We were 13 years old. We rented, 15, maybe no, I think we were 13, 14, 15 maybe. Rented the hall in the park, some hall in the park in town, and had to pay an extra $50 for like some policeman to be there to be the
crowd control because of all your group,
and we had 40, 50 people show up in this room that could have housed several hundred, and there we were with 14, 15 BC, did not, God knew me, thankfully, and raised a-religiously. And, there we are, 14, 15, singing Velvet Underground songs that we didn't realize were actually about him being addicted to heroin or my little sister, 11, 12 years old, singing Pretender songs. Not realizing that she's singing about, being sexually abused or whatever. It's
so depressing, some of these songs, but they got a catchy tune.
They catchy tune. We were just making music, but I have been making music all my life. Music's been a very important part of my life. I've been listening to music all my life. Amongst my first words were me sitting in the back seat of the car humming Back Jack Do It Again. It's an old Steely Dan song, and so my mom's like, what are you humming? What are you saying? I was singing Back Jack Do It Again. And for those of you who know that. Anyway, so when Glory Company first started, it was kind of the Matt show.
Yeah.
And Pearl would help and assist with Oohs and Ahs.
With very shy Oohs
and Ahs. It was very much the Matt show. By God's grace, it didn't stay the Matt show. And musicians started to come around us, people we had been playing with previously for years and years. There is something wonderful about being in a band of people you're playing with for a long time when the glory comes. So not only do you kind of know how to play with each other, when the glory comes, you're all feeling the same. When you're all in it, you're all feeling the same vibrational frequency, and you're all going with it.
Yeah.
All would be playing, E to B, E to B, E to B, and all of a sudden I go to G, but everybody goes to G.
It's really
it's amazing, spectacular.
If you listen to our music, I still do this today, and there's a key change, or there's a change, and you think none of this music existed before that moment when we played it and it's recorded. It just materialized, it just happened, and we all just collectively went there like a little school of fish, they all turn at the same time, like the way you see the murmurations, they all in unison are collectively connected to each other. And that has been the amazing pleasure of making music and growing together, literally growing together, making music, making space for each other. And it's been an interesting journey. And we really look forward to seeing what comes up now, because it's like there seems to be less inhibitions, less about what it ought to be and more about what it wants to be. And that has its own energy, its own spark.
It's exciting.
And it's you know, because there's less inhibitions, it's like, let's go, let's
go.
see what we want to do. Let's do this. So that's exciting, I guess. Watch this space.
Is a watch this space for sure. Yeah.
I think it's part. I think I have to connect with this a little bit from my perspective. I've always sung like kind of silly sometimes when on my own, and sometimes I'll sing it quite like I'll do a song, and then where I'll be singing about writing what I'm doing. So like in the action, I'm singing about washing the pots or whatever, and I'm like, but sometimes I'll catch into this little operatic kind of like. Just it's a little bit more relaxing, you know. You just try to do it, but then it's like it's so stage and like kind of like, and I'm like, I would love to sing more, but there's this tickle inside of me that turns it into comedy every single time. It's kind of like I would never be able to sing with other people, because then all of a sudden I'd be joking around and being all like, you know.
But that's great. That's great. You know, it's really funny, actually. Funny you say that, because when you're learning to sing, right? There are two really good ways to learn how to sing, apart from just, you know, not caring and singing to a song that you've heard 100 times, right? One way is in a large group. So your voice is kind of lost amongst everybody else's voice, and it helps you find your voice even though you're in the crowd.
Yeah.
But the other is through comedy. Okay. So because sometimes when you're trying to sing, there's this awareness of trying to sing in comparison to hearing somebody who just sings. But comedy, putting on a fake vibrato or a fake operatic voice, or a gospel, you know, whatever, like goofing around relaxes self-awareness. I mean, look, this is what the wine is for. This is what the glory is for. The glory brings the wine, and it brings people's inhibitions down. And then in the drunkenness, you know, you're like, oh my God, I love everybody here. You know, it's like the drunkenness real, like the glory is real, right? And you know, what's the purpose of transforming? You know, what are we? 80% water and 70% water, and this first miracle. I'm 80%
you
water.
drink a lot.
And you know, his first miracle is to turn water into wine. So of course we get drunk. It's just an inside job, you know, like literally it's an inside job. But why? Why do we get, because
why do we
get out of this, right? We need to come out of this.
Good question. Why do we get drunk?
We need to come out of this 3D tangible awareness. We need to find the language. You know, I love the Bible, but the Bible is also a captured moment, right? That is influenced by the person who wrote it and influenced by the people who try to translate it for us. You know, like it's all, but that's fine. That's why we have the Holy Spirit who leads us and guides in all truth, right? Right. So, you know, but it's unfair to put God in this little book.
Yeah.
And then people think he's in the book, and he is in the book, but he's also not in the book. And, right? Yeah. Bang, 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 right? Bang, bang, Maxwell. So, but comedy.
Don't you know that you are gods?
Yes. Do you not know that you are gods? Did we just speak with persuasive words? Or was there also action behind it? You know? Oh my God, it's just like we could unpack all that. But now take all that and put that in a song. right? Take all that and just capture a moment, right? You know, people don't realize we don't just put any old Glory Company set out. Like, oh, that live set was brilliant. No, it wasn't all brilliant. But do you remember that moment in the middle? Now that song is worth revisiting because the glory was so strong, or the drunkenness was so strong, or the joy was so strong, or the peace was so strong, or we were all transported and we were all somewhere else. Those are the ones. Those are the ones that we work on. Those are the ones that become songs and that we release. You know.
Because that's the thing. It's like what the holistic reality of bringing heaven to earth, or the reality of all of it being combined. You know, in that moment and in that presence and in that frequency and in that vibration and in that is attached. It's attached to what it is that you do. It's like, even if someone else was going to analyze, if someone was just totally earthbound, just going to analyze this moment in another moment, and another moment might be technically better or more perfect or whatever, or maybe you hit the note certain right, but it didn't have the same presence.
Yes.
You guys are choosing and walking by presence and by the glory, and you're honoring that, and just circling back to what you said. Will you make a space for this?
Yeah.
Not for like trying to fine tune it. It's fine. It's a fine wine as it is. You know, I think it's such a beautiful thing to really lock into that, walk in that, to honor that. It's really honoring who we are as sons of God, and it's really honoring our Father above all. You know, Watchman Nee once said that the Holy Spirit is the only true reality. Holy Spirit and who our Father is, who we are, and that entire function is the only reality that exists. It's incredible, and you guys are just locking so well into that. And I know that every time I hear your music and just even hearing you speak, I'm completely full of the wine. I'm full of the whack right now. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. You both got sparkles around your head. You've got an angelic canopy of holy, holy, holy around both of you, and it's just such a pleasure. And I'm not. It sounds like I'm landing this. I don't want to land this. I don't want to. I just wanted to take another.
I don't know how long these things are. It's been about an hour. You're probably feeling it. Your internal clock is like, oh, it's been about. I just wanted to honor you guys again. Take a step back because this is really this is the truth. This is the truth. Saying it right? No.
Is it reversed?
It
is, but it's okay. It's fine.
We can
backwards.
No,
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
Oh, I knew that.
See, that's 4D thinking. I turned the paper around.
Good.
Nice.
Very nice.
Like
Amazing.
My beautiful wife gets up early. The girls get up early. They get ready to go to school. I don't always get up early. I'm more of a night owl. Sometimes I'm up later, and I come downstairs. Yeah, you're the night owl, Pearl. Yeah.
I am not actually.
Yeah, me too. But I come downstairs and she leaves me a note. That's my sweet, beautiful wife. I love her very much.
Yeah. You guys are so
I'm
precious.
the luckiest guy on the planet. Aren't we the luckiest dudes?
We are definitely punching up, man. We are like I say to my other friend James, I'm like, dude, you must be angelic somehow because God has rewarded you so much. You know, like he's like, oh, Stephen, you must have been a good boy. You know,
Yeah, that's a good boy. That's a good boy.
He's like, I got something special for you. You know, and like, yeah, I am.
I always like to say sometimes, she doesn't like it, but I say I'm married up.
Yeah, you married up.
Married up. I'm married.
Oh no, he's got the patience to live with me, so that is truly a sanctifying character.
Metal, it's iron sharpens iron. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
I mean, the truth is that you both minister and bless each other, and you both have, arrived together to bless each other's lives and to also heal each other's wounds. And that's the truth. That is what the marital covenant is all about.
Yeah.
And so with what you do, your life, and the work that you do together, the work that you do apart, how you tend to the home and the children, and everything that you do comes from that place of love, that unity, that union, where you're one. You are one. You are one, and you're one with him. Everything comes from that. So it's wonderful to see that. So lovely. We love you guys so much.
Yeah, we're coming up on, we got 5.5 years
It's
Wow.
of marriage.
Sorry, we're still babies.
We'll be
Amazing.
6 years in October.
Nice.
About 7 years, 7.5 years or whatever of knowing each other.
That's
That's
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we have to honor marriage, guys, because it's honestly, because I know the look in the pat, because he's there munching on my arm. I'm like, quit it, like, we're on camera, stop it, so
I was giving you love.
yeah, he's like munching. Shush.
We've eaten on each other.
You guys are just so yummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like jumping in.
Where do you think the glory will be? Because you said you're like excited for what's gonna come. How do you see everything?
I don't know that we have like the plan. We don't have like the plan. What we do know is that we are being very sensitive and flowing with Holy Spirit. And what we can see is that there's a natural, because let me tell you, Matt is a planner, okay? I'm a lot more kind of laid back myself, but Matt likes to plan and likes to have a plan. He's the timely one. He's the one. I don't wear a watch. Matt wears a watch. He tells me when we have to go. Okay, so Matt is very much, that has that kind of analytical mind, super smart, knows the time. So there has been times where he said, okay, it's X o'clock, we should really sit down and try to put some beats together. And everything in me went, I'm not feeling it.
I do not work that way.
Inspired, like
I am not a Michigan.
And then
You
he's
cannot flick my switch.
He's tried every way. He tried to, he'd be like, hey, come listen to this. I'm like, okay, I can hear it. And he's like, no, come a little closer. He's like, come here, little girl.
Near the mic.
Come
near
girl.
the mic.
Come over here and let's see if we can, can you try not to sucker me into putting, laying tracks down right now. And so we've had to just learn to go with the flow of things and really go and honor inspiration. And so where is it going to go? Truly clueless. But we are feeling something really exciting in the sense that we're both equally just wanting to jam every week now, and just seeing wherever it goes, we're game. We're up for it.
And it's great.
Yeah.
It's great. So this is thus the setup. Living permanently set up, ready to pick up and go, so that if the momentum's there isn't an hour but of get a guitar, go find the thing, come plug it in, do this, do that. But it has to be done sensitively, of course. If it lives permanently there, it has to be kind of at least tucked away and not just like in the middle like a kid's playpen, but it's there. And the more we honor it, the more it grows. Now, this is the beauty of it. Now, here we are. It's 15, 16 years later. And here we are at the beginning of a great adventure.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be surprised. We're about a month in. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't do any. If we are going to be doing something publicly, like akin to what we used to do, but new and improved or just completely different, I would not be surprised if it takes 9 months to get there, to give birth to something new. There is, there are reasons for these things, and I wouldn't be surprised because the first thing we need to do is just fall in love again with making music.
Yeah.
So that it's authentic. And then and the second thing we need to do is feel confidently practiced enough to invite others to partake. You know, you might not serve your first cheesecake that you ever made, but you probably would serve the 10th.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, and we've had ample opportunity to join other people. Like we've had 7 years of serving other people's visions, joining other people's conferences, partaking. You know, and it, you know, and God's beautiful. God, you know, God honors us. You know, and you know, we didn't disappear for 7 years. You know, it wasn't, you know. But I'll tell you guys, it has been our desert time. It really has been. We have had serious desert time during these 7 years. We are not who we were 7 years ago. We look. Hopefully, we don't look 7 years older either. You know, and but
I was thinking about starting to dye my beard so I could look young again, but
you know what?
No, leave
ladies like this. They like the salt and the pepper, dude. No, makes you look. You know,
Reassurance.
Really?
I love how you said you're back to the same point, but a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I love the spiral thinking. It's not a circle. You're not going back to the same point. It's just you're somewhere else, but it's still at the love point. At the love point, falling in love over and over again.
She is so different. She is like, I'm so excited because it felt like we got right to the bit where Pearl was about to launch and God said, Selah, guys. And we're like, oh, pause and think on that. We didn't know when we said, okay, this is the last time we're going to play together for a while.
Yeah, we didn't know.
We didn't know I was going to have a health journey I was going to have to go through. We didn't know that there were some other things that were going to happen. We didn't know that our children actually, one of our children kind of had come to resent our Friday night house church because
with the pastor's kid kind of syndrome, you know, so one of our children really needed our attention.
One needed our attention. You know?
So it's like we didn't know why God was calling us for a little Selah. And we thought, little Selah. So what are we doing? I said like a month or, you know, like, 6 weeks
7 years
or,
later.
It said like, 6 months. What are we talking about? Little did we know that was such a mercy thing that the Father was doing. He said it very gently. He said, it's time to let it lie fallow. And you know what? We hadn't even really clocked on or even admitted to ourselves just how exhausted we are feeling at the end of putting on an event every month. You know, we were starting to feel the exhaustion. Matt was dragging all the equipment from the garage, setting it up. I was here with the children. They were still quite small, organizing babysitter, setting babysitter with the kids, right? Going over there, doing the thing, coming back, relieving babysitter, putting kids to bed. Matt dragging all the equipment back in. So all of that, it was just, it was consistent, and we were doing it gladly for God. But we didn't even realize or even quite catch on how God was actually saying, let's have a rest, guys. Let's have a rest. That was such a kind thing to do. And we thought, okay, but we got momentum. Let's do let's just have a little, what are we doing next? What are we doing next? Like, it's time to rest. It's time to rest. And little did we know, Matt would be needing to go through treatment, and by God's grace has come out well the other side of that. Little did we know that one of our eldest was having actually a very difficult time and needed all hands on deck to nurture him, to remind him, this is your tribe, this is your family, this is where you belong. And so we have lived, guys, said the last 7 years. Life has happened, finances, work, things. I doubled down on my profession, that has grown by God's grace. You know, our you know, the work that we do has changed and morphed, and there's been a lot, you know, seeing our children kind of grow and send one to university and another one to college, and now and we're like, wow, we're like nearly empty nesters here. A lot has happened in 7 years. Our faith has completely transformed in the last 7 years, where nothing quite like life teaches you to have this a relationship. You know, because we can know about God and we can sing about God, and yet my eyes have seen, because the tears were there, and we are on the floor praying and wailing and asking God for assistance, and God has come through again and again and again and again and again, and that creates an incredible relationship that is unbreakable. If someone doesn't like something about the way you say something or believe it doesn't matter, because you're so tight with God. You're so tight with God. It doesn't matter if people don't like your lingo or your artwork or the way you express yourself. God knows us, and suddenly it just becomes about, you know us, you see us, we see you. And that for us, the music, I think, that's coming up is the expression of that. It's the expression of that real, authentic, raw place, but it's also full of love and doesn't have
artifice.
Yeah, but it's. I was gonna say, you know, when we produce something and when we are live, there's a sense of you know, obviously you're there, you're performing it, but it's just like, but it doesn't have performance, is what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, you really don't. You know, it's not about how it looks. It's about your truest expression of your love for Yahweh, and that's what is coming through.
Wow.
That's what's coming through.
That's what we're excited. That's what we're excited about.
Yeah.
You know, how that winds up playing out, it doesn't really matter. You know, we had 7 years sabbatical. We released a live album, a dance EP, a studio album. We just, you know, released just another live album. Like, you know, we've been prolific during the sabbatical.
Amazingly.
You know, and
yeah.
You know, it's exciting, and it's exciting to see what's going to happen. And you know, we don't need to know the whole. We are on a need to know basis at the moment.
Yeah.
So we don't have to know exactly how it's going to play out.
That is.
We've seen ideas. We've seen things. We're spotting venues. We're like, that's a nice venue. You know, note to self. You know, we're watching. You know, Company of Burning Hearts. You know, we've been part of things for years, and you know, watching them just. You know what? Let's just pay someone to come in and do the sound and the lights.
Instead of doing
it's like, okay,
everything.
Yeah, instead of trying to do everything ourselves, so we could do it on the, you know, the less expensive. You know, let's just trust God with the finances so that we can do with excellence. And anyway, but we digress. But we're excited. We're excited. That's the important part. And you guys, the videos, oh my God. Like, this is the other thing, you know, like I always wanted to put videos out, you know, and it's like, you know, you guys make beautiful prophetic videos. We trust you implicitly. We're like, you know what? I know you guys are going to listen to the song and you're going to catch it and you're going to make something wonderful. And it won't be what I thought at all. If I have a video, you know.
You know, that right there, you just touched on the thing that's so dear to my heart. Like, you know, because when we're interacting with people, when we're collaborating with people, when we're having a relationship with people, it's similar to having a momentary marriage. You know, it's like two parts are coming together, and then some kind of child is born. And if one person has this mind of like, this is what I want my child to look like, this is what I want it to wear these clothes, it needs to talk this way, it needs to be this tall, It needs to be this smart. You know, it puts a lot. It's very difficult to do that. You can manufacture that, I think, here on this in this realm, because someone could come to us and say, tick, 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 do exactly as I want. And that's fine because we can manage that because we have the skills for it. But something really beautiful happens, and a story and a life force comes out when people like yourselves hand something over and say, we trust you, because we really try hard to connect with the people. We go to the spirit. We're listening to the frequency of the sound, and because she's even better than me. She's way better than me. I'm more in person. Like I see a bunch of stuff when I'm in person, but for her, she can hear the sound and connect with it and see what people are doing and seeing where they were when they were singing this bit or what not. And she comes up with these things that everybody's always just kind of like, what, how, what? So good, so beautiful, so elegant, so
You've been
spot
so
on.
appreciative.
I never thought my child was going to look like this, but it's just another block. It's like, you know, Jesus being the chief cornerstone. You know, it's like another thing that got built and something else comes forth that is really just kind of magnificent. And I love when that happens.
Mm.
You know, I don't mind working and doing and creating something exactly as someone sees fit, but I love when that happens. It's just so. Jen and Ken Arrington are friends, great friends of mine. I've been friends with them for probably 17 years. And I did one of Jen's first videos, and she just came back. She was in tears because she came back saying, how did you create that? That's my secret place. No one goes there. I've not even told Ken about that spot. That's exactly what my secret place looks like. And then layer upon layer upon layer of these different things that just came forth as we connected with the individual and created something. And that just is a story. It's a bigger story.
It's great. It's great. You know, and you guys are we so appreciate you, so talented, you know, and there's a certain surrender and a certain trust, you know, in the art world. It's very interesting, you know, but having said that, you know, we released the All Around He's There EP a year before the album came out. And I did challenge you. I said, look, I'm going to put all 20 minutes of this out. So what we want little 5-minute segments that are like its own story, but we want it done in such a way that you can also play them all 5, one into the other to create. And that was, you know, that was such a, and my gosh, what a job you did. It was wonderful. It was so fun.
It's like binging your favorite TV show on Netflix. It just goes together.
Keep going. Yeah. Oh, I love that. I remember I was listening to the songs over and over and over again, and in my head, even going to sleep, I could hear them, and I was just vibing. My whole body was just vibing, and I thought, this is so awesome. It's so easy to make videos really for songs like this, because you guys have put everything into it. So, but that idea with those songs separated, but if you play them all together, it still works fine. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. How do you come up with
It was great. It was great. What a series of videos. But okay, so whatever we do next will not look like what we did previously. It'll have some resemblance, but you know, firstly, I'm not going to be lugging all the gear and setting all the gear up by myself, you know, in the Chrysler, you know, but in terms of making space, right? So we know we're going to bring the canopy of music. We don't even know if we'll bring the songs. See, at our own event, when we go away to other events, we'll play the songs because people recognize us from the songs, right? But when we do our own events, it's going to be like going in, like, you know, the way we used to do Glory Party. We might start with something we know just to kind of like get it going, but we know we are going to just make music, right? And you know, and Pearl's going to trust me to, you know, put these beats together and bring these beats in and bring some, you know, and whoever we're playing with, we're going to trust them to be live musicians and go with their expression. We're going to trust that we all get in the glory, and we're all creating a representation of the frequency that represents that moment, encapsulated in time, captured, right, with that expression. And we're going to have visuals and lights, you know, I mean, look, we're in our pink kitchen at the moment, you know, it's like, actually, these lights normally change color, but we've been pink the whole time, I know, and the guy behind me. But like, you know, we'll invite you guys to make some cool stuff that gets played in the background, on, you know, projected in the background, and you know, we trust you to have heard us and know us, and bring something that represents what we're doing. And I don't know where that is or when it is or anything like that. I have no idea yet, but we are starting to see stuff. We're starting to see stuff.
You're actually talking about a manifestation of the framework, the fruit coming from Jesus's prayer, Father, that they would know that they are one in me as I am in you. That I have been on that, the prayers of Jesus specifically, especially that one, and not just glassing over it in such a simple way, but digging and layering and layering and laying out how that is expressing, because Jesus prays and it comes forth. He doesn't touch someone to heal them and they don't get healed. He prays and they heal. He prays a thing and it is a thing. So how is that really manifesting? And right there, what you described about the trust,
together,
the openness, the union of the people, and the faith, and that's what really the faith in each other, the faith in. It's so hard. Like earlier, Pearl, you were talking about how we learn in life to diminish our light, you know, and it's in a similar sense. It is so hard for us to be vulnerable, to give ourselves over to another in a really, truly kind of an intimate way, especially when something is very dear to our heart. To open that up and expose it and say, come on in and dance and play and make a mess. Even if you make a mess, you know, it's kind of like inviting someone into your home, in your house. You know, what if this person you invite in just decides to crash your table? You know, it's like
trust,
there's that fear that can happen, but you're giving over to the flow and the trust of the Holy Spirit and everything that's happening. So it's truly something that I look for and I see holy in you guys. It's beautiful to see. I recognize it.
Anything you wanna tell us, tell everybody, tell the world.
Tell the world, because we have got 1 billion followers.
Yes.
Call the thing into being.
We do.
Billions. Yes.
So the only thing that matters is love and the expression of that love.
Yep.
And so how we all express that love is, you know, we get bent out of shape sometimes over what community expresses what in which way, but ultimately each community and each individual one are expressing their love, and that expression is a very vulnerable thing. It's vulnerable. We're trusting the world that you'll either love or hate what we do, but either way, it's our most authentic and most truthful expression of our love. And so come along. If you like it, great. Take what you want, discard the rest. It doesn't matter. It's not for likes. It's because we're showing our love, and you can come watch us if you like, and if you don't, it's okay. You know, it's that's just, and that goes for anyone, whether you're singing in the shower or you're singing, you know, or like Anka, you write poetry, and you said, I'm not a musician. Well, how do you know? You know, if you asked me 10 years ago, you're a musician, I would say no. If you asked me 3 years ago, are you a musician? I would say no. And you see, it's just a perception thing.
Yeah.
All that matters is your expression of love, and that's what we are holding on to now. It's our expression, and especially when we have this culmination now, where the art that you do is your expression of love. The music we make is our expression of love, and so here we are collaborating our expression of love and our expertise. You know, as not because it's what we're necessarily experts on, but you don't have to be an expert at something to express yourself. And so this combination is beautiful. And so the work that you guys have done for us has been amazing. And, you know, we really love and honor you and know all that you do, really. And when we get to see you, the rare time we get to see you, it was not terribly rare, but, you know, you're not down the road, are you? So, you know, so like when we get to see you guys, it's a real joy. Because we just see the beautiful expression of love that you guys are towards each other and towards what you put in everything that you do. So it's lovely. It's lovely seeing you, and it's lovely being here and invited to come and chat with you guys and be part of your little network and community and the cool thing that you're doing. It's just so lovely. Love that. Love you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you both so much. Thank you for your time and everything that you give to us.
Yeah.
We love you, honor you, and we adore you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're our buddies, and we do love you guys, and we just bless you.
Yeah.
We bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, and you are such a blessing as well to us. So, thank you.
Thank you, and you guys to us as well. Very
Beautiful.
much so. Very much so. Big love fest.
Hello,